Let's go! Welcome back to episode 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Depends. All depends. No. Have we ever shed light on that?
Yeah, we've talked about that.
We have.
On
Not enough.
on podcast either 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really sure about that, but I hope you guys are having a good day. I am Jay. I got Raul here with me. We got some alcohol.
Yep.
It is gonna be an alcoholic episode, so sit back and what are you drinking, Raul?
Coke. Rum.
Drinking Coke and rum?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You make yourself cocktails while you're at home?
Absolutely.
That's very fancy. It's very bougie of you. I appreciate that.
I'm too lazy to go out for beer to buy a case, so we have a lot of just.
So you're just
rum.
like, mix master over here, empieza el hielito, lo rompe, you make yourself un
Lo
paro.
mido con los dedos.
Claro.
I do like making myself drinks. I do like making other people drinks as well.
Really?
I just haven't done it in
There's
a while.
a little bit of a hidden talent there. I didn't know that. I didn't know this about you. You never made me drinks.
Really?
I mean,
It's
I
kind of
recall
hard to make
drinking
you
a lot with
drinks
you.
when you bring to my home a
cabrón,
fucking
not
Bacardi
this.
that was watermelon
Not this,
flavored.
cabrón. I knew you were
We
gonna
had
bring that
nothing
up.
to mix that
Oh
with.
my
We tried
God.
everything. We tried orange juice. We tried fucking Coke.
But you
tried
know
Sprite.
the story behind. I didn't pick it. Eso fue Gabriel, yo creo. Colonel was like,
yo te
"Oh,
lo
let's get
creo.
something cool,
Yeah.
watermelon Bacardi," and then we were like, "What the fuck are we gonna do with this?"
I mean, you guys left it at.
Well,
at
what
my
are we
home.
supposed to do? It's like a cursed item. You leave cursed items behind.
I
It's
managed
like
to
the
finish
Annabelle
it.
doll. You just chug for chug, or
I mixed it with Coke and I just tried to
Tolerated
down it, and it worked. But holy shit, it was terrible. It's like imagine, like for the viewer, I guess, or the listener, whatever. Imagine if the Jolly Rancher watermelon was a rum.
Oh.
That's what it tasted like. It's the worst
I
Jolly
hate
Rancher in the pack.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Which one? I choked. Which one is that? The green one?
It's like a.
I don't
pinkish
like
one, no?
Jolly Ranchers at all, honestly.
Yeah, they're not that great, honestly.
Yeah, I just this moment realized I was confusing Jolly Ranchers with Starbursts.
No, Starbursts are way better.
They're still pretty bad though.
I mean, yeah, they're not good for you, but they taste good.
Nah, they're pretty gross.
They're pretty good.
I don't know about that. You ever had those Jolly Rancher drinks?
No.
But you know what I mean, right? Que cogen como
Yeah.
the cocktails and they just fill that bitch up to the brim with Jolly Ranchers and just call it a day.
Yeah, it's kind of. I think
They're-
did. I ever have one? I feel like I had one somewhere or something. I don't I remember. Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't Jolly Rancher. It had like gummy worms or whatever for some reason.
Gummy worms?
Or gummy bears.
How was that?
It was alright. I mean,
It's supposed to like make you drunker.
it kind of didn't. I had one.
Yeah, but apparently I'm learning now que tú eres un mixologist ahí.
Well, I didn't make it. It
Why
was like
don't
at a restaurant or
you-
something.
I gotcha. Why don't you take up bartending classes or whatever?
Because I
I
don't want
was
to end
thinking
up.
of doing it, honestly.
Really, I have my cousin's a mixologist. I think.
Finish your sentence. You don't want to end up a what?
I don't.
Alcoholic?
No. I don't want to end up like that. You remember? I think it was last year or 2 years ago. That lady who was trying to make like a piña colada at some hotel.
Cabrón,
I don't want to be that person.
Cabrón. What the fuck was her name?
I don't remember.
I
But
gotta
she was like
find
pouring
that.
the shit
Dana,
everywhere.
cabrón.
That was her name?
Cabrón, Dana, la mixer de fucking... El Coco Caribe, cabrón.
Eso mismo. Yeah,
Oh
she
my
was a
God.
mess, dude. And nah, I don't want to risk being like her.
Diablo, mano. Eso era lo mejor.
Mhm.
¿Era Coco Caribe? No, no era Coco Caribe. Acho, pero mano. Ay, puñeta. Quiero ver el video bien cabrón. Pero sí, sí. Tú sabes que, after that video came out, Giovanna and I tried to take reservations en ese hotel.
Oh,
Para ir para
really?
allá.
Para ver
And it
cómo
was
hacía.
cabrón, es que estaba tan lleno. Porque todo el mundo tuvo la misma fucking idea. And they reserved it up the ass. Y,
Esa
entonces,
pobre
antes
Dana.
dejaban. Cabrona, ella. No. Dana se hizo un par de tips. No es por nada.
Por pena.
Es que la gente, pues por el meme, cabrón. Porque la gente iba nada más para allá, para verla hacer el Coco Caribe o whatever.
Ah.
Y cerraron la barra, dijeron, mira, no puedo ir para la barra a menos que sea que estés quedando en el hotel, porque era mucha gente y estaba en COVID.
Oh, yeah,
Pero la
yeah.
gente la buscaba y la pedían a ella. So she made a shit ton of money. I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking embrace the meme too. ¿Quieres que te vire el palo? Yo te lo vire en el piso, lo que tú quieras. Sí, man.
Dude.
So, yeah, I was thinking about it because I was like, I hate this teaching bullshit. What if I just become a certified mixologist and I work for like a bar and but I that's a stupid idea. The amount of money I'll make is
Would it be
not-
against the rules, or would you morally be against having both jobs?
No, not really.
Hmm.
Honestly,
You
I
see
understand.
bunch of
Yeah.
your dudes, you know.
No mejor porque I know you. I'm not serving you no fucking drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. You can do that, yeah.
Pero yeah. Pero ese fucking watermelon rum. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Sí, yo también. How could I forget?
Me acuerdo donde lo tenían también en the little like
En un cabinet.
yeah, the little
so-
cabinet. And every time we'd go back for that movie night, there it was.
See, I would
There
take
was.
it out, and you guys would look away.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Damn,
please,
man.
guys.
Qué cosa
Sí.
más gross.
Oh yeah.
Pues sí, pues no sabía eso de ti. That's pretty cool. But I'm having a palo ready, like those pouches, party in a pouch
Sí, sí.
drinks. I haven't had any food. I tried to have breakfast, and I spilled all of my cereal, and I spilled. I'd say I filled a cup. I did the sad thing you do, where you take a cup and you fill it with cereal instead of taking a bowl. So I filled the cup with cereal, and I put the spoon in it, and I don't know if the weight of the spoon or something, but it immediately knocked it over on the floor, and I just stood there looking at my dog eating the cereal, and I took a picture so I could post it like everywhere, and then I took what was left in the cup and I ate that.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't serve myself anymore. Because I felt like the threads of destiny had already decided my fate for the morning. And I was like, well, I'll just starve myself a little bit. It's okay. So that was at 7 a.m. I still haven't had anything else to eat. And now I'm drinking. So it'll be a fun episode.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Jeez. You really could have just, you know.
Served myself some more.
Yeah.
But I mean, what
You-
if I just
you make
spill
your
it
own
again?
destiny.
I don't know. I can take a hint. I can take a hint.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah.
my morning. Anyways, so let's address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That Perla situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
You know, they
Um,
told me, I forget who. We were in a chat. I want to say it was Josh. I
Mhm.
think he read the news article or whatever. Like, person gets lost in La Perla, and I immediately went
Lost
they're
or
dead.
disappears?
Like lost.
Okay, gotcha.
Like it wasn't confirmed he was dead or anything. And I immediately went, he's dead. Like, don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Like, he's
Don't worry
just
about
gone. Yeah.
And
he's
like,
fucking
listen. Here's the underlying situation. Nothing against La Comunidad de la Perla. They're great people.
No.
You
no.
know, that's not the issue here. The
Have you
issue
been there?
is I've never been there because
I've been there once.
I'm sure it's a great place.
It's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I didn't go deep into.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: don't go acting a fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know. Maybe you can say like, "Oh, you know this, Jay. You live here, you know." Pero that ultimately is the thing. Yo soy puertorriqueño y yo sé que, ¿para qué me voy a meter en la perla si no?
Exacto.
¿Para qué? You know, it's not it's their place. It's like es un barrio, es una ciudad, es una comunidad.
Sí.
No es para estar jodiendo por ahí, estar bebiendo y, you know, son gente tranquila, tú sabes.
Yeah.
So, te metes ahí. Entonces, el revolú we talked about this already. El revolú de turismo has been exploding lately.
Yeah.
It's
There's
been a lot
of
and
incidents or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of incidents, a lot of fights in condado, a lot of like anti-mask shit that we haven't seen in Puerto Rico once. There was this lady, and this is a reported incident, who caught a guy peeing on a wall, told him off, and then he beat her up. And I'm just like, this seriously? You know, like, are you kidding? So, God. The general attitude, and I'm not saying I'm glad these guys are dead. I don't condone that. I think that's really sad.
Yeah.
But what happened? What really happened? They were buying drugs, right? Was that not it?
I think so. I think they were trying to get drugs, but he also had his cell phone out, like,
and then he pulled out his cell phone to take pictures, and they were like, "Hey, don't take pictures." I mean, God fucking damn it, we're selling drugs here.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm surprised like they asked him nicely to put his phone away.
Yeah.
I would have just shot him on the spot.
That's like some narc shit.
Oh my god. So they were just vlogging or whatever, fucking taking pictures and yeah, I mean, exactly what you'd expect. If I were to go to Compton right now, I probably wouldn't make it out alive.
Probably not.
And all I'm doing is walking around. Just because I don't belong, I'd probably get fucked up. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
They probably ask you, you know, where are you from?
Where you from?
Yeah.
That's it, and that's it. That's it. You know?
And then you die. Yep.
So, to be completely honest, like, what's the story? It doesn't feel like a story to me.
No, it's just that it's being blown out of proportion.
It's being blown out of proportions, yeah, because, you know, I don't know.
There's some people on social media apparently calling, like, Puerto Ricans racist and whatnot, and it's like, it's not that at all. You know, it's just you were at the wrong place. I guess not at the wrong time, but you were, you know, you were acting sus, as they say. Mm-hmm. So,
what do you want?
You know,
you disrespected the people, and people in that life, they don't fuck around, you know.
No,
like, you know, whatever.
Plus, you're a foreigner. Like, that's even more sus. That's like, oh, this guy's an agent. Like, you know, like, this guy's like DEA or some shit.
Eso. You're a foreigner. Why the fuck are you disrespecting us? You know.
Yeah. That too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Papi, tú sabes, that colonizer mentality. Like I like, listen. This is Puerto Rico. It's not Texas, bro. Like, you're not entitled to just walk around here and be all like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Your ticket might have cost $22, but that doesn't mean you can lay that price on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not. We're not worth, you know, $22. That's not.
It's our home.
It's just aggravating, really.
Yeah.
Like, we don't condone murder. We're sorry he died.
Yeah,
like,
I wish it wouldn't have been like that, but maybe don't be a fucking idiot. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know. I feel like anywhere else in the world, this makes sense, you know. I know this, you know. I know that, like, when it comes to a lot, like I don't know, like, for example, Mexico. I know when it comes to Mexico, you know, it's state of tourist areas. Mexico isn't likely the most safest place right now.
Yeah.
But you don't, if you're not a dumbass, if you're not an idiot, you'll be fine. It's literally that,
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Puerto Ricans go hunting fucking Americans. Like, did you see that video?
What?
I almost got kidnapped at La Perla. Oh my god! Wait delusional. It's delusional. Did you? I don't know if you watched it. I saw a little bit.
I saw a snippet of it on like Twitter or
Out of
something.
context, Puerto Rico.
Yep, yeah.
Yo, down break. Shout out to the best Twitter account. Now cut that. Out of context. Se llama at PR No Context.
Hell yeah.
Dale follow a esa cuenta immediately, cabrón. You don't need anything else. If you don't have a Twitter, dale, make a Twitter pa eso, cabrón. You don't need anything else. It's so good. It's so funny. So, yeah.
Pues,
basically...
Truly it is out of context, porque la mayoría de las veces que yo me pongo a ver los videos de ella, en verdad yo no sé qué carajo está pasando.
Cabrón, da un break. ¿Tú has visto lo del policía?
Ya he visto el policía un cojón de veces, loco, y no entiendo qué es lo que está pasando, porque él está tan...
What is happening?
No sé.
Él es como que un sugar daddy, like...
Ahora hay otro
no
que está como que copiándose de...
Vi otro, cabrón. Eso es... No sé, de verdad, pero... Él me mata, de verdad.
Sí.
Él es mi favorite meme. Pero ya, yo vi ese snippet también, pero busqué el video, and ultimately the story goes... Porque está funny, el thumbnail, cabrón. Let me see if I can show you the thumbnail. I was almost kidnapped, Puerto Rico. Here it is. So it's oh.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I just found a whole nother one apparently. Anyways, I'm gonna stream real quick so you can see it. Pero this is the Is it streaming? Did it work? Yeah, it is. This is the the thumbnail. Like it's clearly content. I hate to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Story time.
Story time. I was almost kidnapped and killed in Puerto Rico.
Just 37 KB. Oh god, look at those. Look at that ratio.
Look at those dislike, cabrón.
Fucking.
Ahí tiene otro dislike para ella.
Wow.
She doesn't stand a chance. Comments are turned off. If you're planning to go to Puerto Rico, this is the description. Be careful not to visit La Perla. Update. I have people sending negative comments and reactions. I would like to note that this is my experience and not intended to disrespect, but to spread awareness.
Sure.
Yes, I understand we could have researched, but we didn't. Due to the fact that our Airbnb host suggested it. YouTube automatically turned off comments on here, not me. To see my 2016 vlog to Puerto Rico of the beautiful side, click here. Okay. So, here's the thing. The story apparently is that there was este complot, básicamente, to kidnap her, de parte de su Airbnb host. Porque era el último día y ella quería encontrar los clubs y toda esa mierda para pariciar y pasarla bien. Y el tipo del Airbnb le dijo, mira, pues llégale a la Perla, que se pasa bien, trust me, it'll be a lot of fun. Fair enough. Ya le llega. Y de verdad que no sé qué pasa, que se skipped enough, pero el punto es que she was almost kidnapped, apparently. And killed by machetes or whatever. It's quite the story, I assume.
Was that happening at the same minutes or time frame?
It must have been a different time frame. Okay. This is not the same people, you know. I don't know if the murder made her like it gave her the opportunity to speak out or reminded her of the story, and I'm not saying that it didn't happen.
Okay.
It probably did, frankly. You know what I mean? Pero
I don't.
I feel like I it was not as how do you say, a coordinated attack.
Oh, gotcha.
as she assumed, de parte del Airbnb host que estaba en complot con los tipos de la Perla para que la cogieran y la mataran. That wasn't it, Chief. You aren't the protagonist of your story. Literally no one gives a shit.
Lo más seguro fue que se fue un poquito muy lejos adentro de... Maybe.
Ajá, ¿y quién carajo eres tú, cabrona? ¿Tú sabes?
Exacto. No sé.
¿Qué carajo haces aquí? Tirando foto y mierda. Like...
Ay, Dios mío.
I'd say the same shit if a fucking random ass motherfucker starts, because La Perla isn't a tourist spot.
It's not, yeah.
It's houses, you know.
Yeah.
So imagine if people started walking through your fucking like neighborhood, turisteando y tirando foto. It's not fucking weird. I'm not saying it's sus, but it's weird. I tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we, zoo animals? I don't get it. You know?
Exacto. Anyways.
Imagine if you're por tu suburb pasarán fucking qué sé yo, gente tirando fotos. Like it's so inconceivable. Pero checate esto, and I can prove this. El Puerto Rico tourism website literally suggests that you should go to La Perla because it's like this place to visit for tourists.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, pues entonces el problema cae en el gobierno. ¿Entiendes lo que te digo?
Okay. John.
Porque podemos hablar mierda, pero el mismo fucking tourism board dice, ve a La Perla. Está cabrón. Llégale. Like, cabrón. And again, quiero recalcar, esto es bien importante. I'm not saying que la comunidad de La Perla es mala. No estoy diciendo eso. Lo que estoy diciendo es que estas son casas de gente, cabrón.
Sí.
¿Quién carajo? ¿Para qué carajo tú vas a turistear por casas de la gente? Por una vecindad, cabrón. Tú sabes. Eso no es el viejo San Juan. Eso es una comunidad.
What the fuck, dude? Yo no sabía que...
I don't understand. Yeah, it blew me away.
Wow.
So then, what is it? You know, como que... we can talk all the shit we want about how the tourists are fucking behaving dummies, lately. But Puerto Rico is literally... They want this. They think this is great.
God,
you know?
My God. Well... Then we are, yeah, Jesus Christ.
It's really annoying. That shit really pissed me off, you know? Porque no sé, no entiendo. ¿Qué es next? Llega a la Barrio Obrero, una comunidad muy pobre de gente dominicana y puertorriqueña viviendo juntos. Muy cool. Wow. Like, what? I don't... Are we gentrifying poverty now? Like...
Fuck.
I don't get it. I just don't understand.
It's
cool. It's cool to visit poor places.
Come to Compton, especially at night. Please do.
Woo!
It's nothing but fun.
I don't understand.
Ay.
It's literally it's to me it feels like they're promoting La Perla like it's like a little zoo exhibit, you know? Like come and see, you know, but it just feels so fucked. I don't like it. I disagree with it. If anyone feels differently, hey, that's what the comment sections are for, you know, like just my opinion. But it just feels really fucked. It really feels really fucked.
Sheesh.
So, yeah, that's where we stand.
Because I was about to say, like,
that those guys died.
Just don't go to, you know, places you don't know, really. And I guess
just
as
don't
a
go
tourist,
to places you don't know.
Really know.
Yeah, but like stick to tourism. I know people like to go on their adventures and they like to, pero, you know. I like that a little bit, but it's fine. I said, I don't know if you heard me, but I basically said that I know people like to go on their like adventures and whatnot, but you know,
yeah, just
it's just to me, I've always felt like it's a little weird, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lo mismo en donde quiera en el mundo. En París yo me sentiría igual, like, tú sabes, turismo en París suena cool, brutal. And I know que tú quieres explorar lo que es Francia de verdad, pero como que, you know, tampoco es para que estés invadiendo la privacidad de gente.
Sí. Y por ahí
casa,
sin saber,
sí, tú sabes, like, even if the place isn't dangerous, it just feels like I don't know, like I don't understand. You know, what are you trying to find? I don't know. It feels like I keep going back to that zoo analogy. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
So
está
that's
difícil
my
también
thoughts on
porque
that.
literal está ahí al lado, o sea, como que está pegado a San Juan,
Hello.
como que
Sí,
cualquiera puede
like, no hay más
ir
nada.
y decir como que yo todavía estoy en San Juan, so whatever, como que
No hay más nada. Entonces, mira, I'm sure que la gente en esa comunidad no tienen problemas con turistas. Pero, loco, te dijeron que igual es el celular, cabrón. No entiendo. ¿Qué tú pensabas que iba a pasar? Tú sabes.
verdad. En verdad que la acaba.
Está cabrón.
Sheesh. Anyway.
Según lo que escucho, the story goes, es que le iba a guardar que le dijeron que guardar el celular y se encojonó y se puso imprudente, que no. Y siguió grabando. Ya, pues, cabrón, claro que te dieron la pela. Eso te la dan en donde quiera. You know?
Literal, yeah.
Whatever.
Pues,
No.
pues está muerto, que
Se
más.
jodió. No hay más nada. Exacto. ¿Qué quieres que haga?
Decir, sí, como que en verdad la cago y yeah. Para la próxima. Bueno, ya saben, I guess every
saben.
tourist will know, hey, maybe you shouldn't, go there.
No. You know what's really funny? Okay, there's this movement in Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
Not Puerto Rico, on Twitter. Que it's really racist, actually. I've seen a lot of posts como que se lo lleva un huracán, que esa mierda, like, coming from Americans.
I've seen a couple.
Yeah. But it's funny porque I saw two that made me laugh a lot.
Mm.
I saw one that said, like, cancel your trips to Puerto Rico because, they don't want you there.
¿Qué decía qué?
Sorry, I like that. Que decía, like, cancel all your trips to Puerto Rico. They don't want you there. Don't go. And I'm like, great, yes, listen to her.
Yeah.
Don't come. We don't want you
tired
here.
of tourists, honestly. It's not tourists. It's just bigot tourists.
Bigotry, yeah, exactly.
Just tourists that are...
Stay away.
Yeah.
Y honestamente, estamos en una pandemia, cabrón. Puerto Rico is worse now than it was at the height of the pandemic because of tourism. So just fuck off, There are other tourists, and I love that, again, the protagonist nature. They are the main character of the story.
Yeah.
Tourism is the way they make their most money, so I guess they just don't want us there. But, there are other countries.
I mean, you shouldn't really be traveling at all at this moment.
Don't travel at all. But if all Americans consensually decide not to come to Puerto Rico ever again, we'll be fine.
Yeah, honestly.
There are other countries.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
We'll be okay.
We'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then the next tweet I saw was really funny. It was like, oh, Joe Biden needs to get into Puerto Rico now, and like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately wanted to quote retweet and be like, girl, this is Joe Biden's Puerto Rico. What are you talking about? But I found a funnier way to... I thought of a funnier tweet. So I just took the picture of Captain America when he's old.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I will.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
That's good.
Because he turns into Joe Biden, actually.
Pretty much. He does look like him a lot, yeah.
He looks way too
It's
much like
very
Joe Biden.
similar.
So, yeah. So those are at least my thoughts and Raul's thoughts in the situation.
Yeah. It really kind of opened my eyes as to the whole fucking...
Revolú, ¿verdad?
Sí, en verdad que sí. Como que...
Yeah. Es interesante. Nunca has visto a Condado así de lleno de gente. Like, honestamente. I've never seen it that crazy.
Excepto cuando es la fiesta patronal or whatever. Is that what they're called?
No, pero yo digo Condado, no San Juan.
Oh, perdón. Yeah.
Like, Condado está explotado. Like, el nivel de turismo en Puerto Rico right now is...
Sí.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. Like, it is so many. It's not just cars. It's like, las aceras están explotadas, cabrón. You know what I mean? Like, están explotadas. Está lleno de gente. There's just a lot of people. There's just a lot of people. And and again, this isn't me. Like, I'm sure it has been like this before, but I guess I've never witnessed it to this extent. And maybe the fact que we are at a pandemic y tanta gente are just being irresponsible, como que maybe it's triggering me. And estoy más pendiente para la cantidad de gente que están en las aceras y sin máscaras y whatever. Like, it's crazy. I was at this sushi place con Giovanna a while ago, and se llama New Taste, great place. We go there all the time for like bubble tea and whatever. Entonces, el toque de queda nuevo a las 10, ¿verdad?
Okay.
All businesses have to be closed by 10. So, considering the fact that you gotta clean up and whatever, I think that the way it goes is that you can't have people inside your business after 9, I guess. So we went in y nos sentaron. This amazing waiter que nos encontró una silla que estaba reservada, pero los tipos estaban tarde y vieron que teníamos hambre. Yo estaba siéntense ahí y nosotros encontramos otra silla, otra mesa para ellos. Y yo, diablo, mano, like, le di un super tip a ese tipo. He's super nice. Nosotros entramos como a las 7:15. Ya a las 7:35 nos estaban aceptando más gente.
Okay.
You know? Comimos y yo diría que terminamos de comer como a las 8:40, 8:50, 8:40. Estuvimos 1 hora y media. Estaba bien busy el sitio. And we had appetizers. We had a big meal. We didn't have dessert, pero comimos bien, tú sabes. Y estaba, cuando digo que estaba busy, te digo que estaba bien busy el sitio. Like, tuve que como que literalmente raise my hand para que alguien would take my order, porque people were running around.
Yeah.
Pero really good service. Cabrón, como a las 8:40, los guardias.
Ya estaban.
It was like a fucking fascist state. I've never seen anything like that. Cabrón, se pararon al frente del restaurante a pitarle con los biombos. Así.
God.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And the employees started panicking, and they're like, no, we're closed. Like, and it's like, no puede tener gente adentro. And they're like, pero es que they're eating, bro. Like, what do you want? It's 8:40. Like, and even if, y si se quedan comiendo hasta las 9, what are we supposed to do? Kick them out? Like,
exacto, sí.
No son gente nueva, tú sabes. So que cerraron los blinders para que los policías dejaran de joder o whatever. I don't know. But I was just like, cabrón, this is like harassment, bro. Like, se lo dije al manager, what the fuck are these cops' problem? Y yo me decía como, cabrón, bájale, porque te va a buscar un problema con los policías. Pero yo, cabrón, ¿qué carajo le pasa a este hijo de puta? Hay 4 guardias en motora. Todos ahí, parados, mirando para adentro, con el chicle, con la mano en la cintura, como que, papi, tú sabes, ¿qué carajo vas a hacer? Llegué, ¡qué puta! ¿Tú sabes todos los restaurantes que están en Puerto Rico abiertos todavía? Lleno de gente después de las 10. Diablo, mano. Dale, sigue, que el condado es grande, cabrón. Y queda Isla Verde. Sigue patrolling porque está cabrón.
It's beautiful.
Rápido me tiré la carta de que, they have to be, it's because they're Asian or whatever, you know what I mean? Porque está cabrón. ¿Qué carajo va a pensar?
No sé.
Pero, diablo. Y le digo, cabrón. Le dije a tío, it's like, this is insane. It's like, they do that every night. Every night?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. The power trip, bro. Are you kidding me?
Sí, yo creo que a muchos policías se les sube a la cabeza. Como que ese...
Oh my god. Ahora, dale, dile que se metan a los caseríos cuando están los problemas de verdad. Que se vayan por las calles a parar a la gente que está chillando goma con Fortra, que son como 200 o 300 a la vez. Con lo de la mierda del curfew. The roads after 12 are just Mad Max. And they don't do shit. The cops don't do shit. They're scared. Pero fuck these fucking restaurant owners, right? Oh, it pissed me off so much.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it really pissed me off. So, that it's just whatever.
That probably
I don't even know
affects
what I
the
went on that
views
tangent.
of the tourists as well.
Of course it does.
That whole curfew thing and the cops. The curfew isn't that big of a problem, but the cops acting that way is probably.
But the cops acting that way?
Yeah.
What does that reflect on the island?
Exacto.
Like, what are we fucking... Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why they're like this. Why don't you do that to the people who walk around without masks? You know? I don't understand. But whatever, cops or pigs, we knew that.
Yeah, that's not new.
Yeah.
Excepto ese hombre maravilloso que se pone se
¡Ave
prende la
María!
cámara y se
¿Cómo es que dice? Hacho, te pone unos refranes ahí de que yo soy tu bebé, mamá. Y yo, este hijo de puta.
It's literally,
Cuando
it's
dice
just
el
like
cabrón.
usually it's just like a song that's playing over and he's like lip syncing to
Right.
it, which is pretty funny. Yeah, that dude.
And he's so jacked. He has like no neck. It's crazy how jacked he is.
Sí,
Oh my
el tipo
God.
está en las nubes, en verdad que sí.
Diablo. I want his autograph so bad. Like, de
He-
verdad que sí. I'm so
he might
glad que
steal
tú
your
sabes
girl,
quién
I
es.
don't know. I'd be
No, pero
careful,
está cabrón,
dude.
he might. Diablo,
Ay,
mano.
tío.
Pues, I don't know. You want to go to the next topic?
What else? Sure, yeah.
Quiero hablar mierda de Berserk, I guess.
Pues,
Pero es lo que estoy,
pues dale. I mean,
lo que estoy leyendo. Estoy leyendo el manga, cabrón.
ahora mismo. No, o sea, está
Yeah.
como que. Wait, no.
Estoy en proceso de...
Okay.
No, not now.
Okay.
I'm on a podcast.
Sí.
No.
Yo pensaba que estabas
I've
leyendo
been
como
reading a
que
lot.
para refresh, you know what I mean?
No.
Como
No,
un little resume.
I've been
something. reading.
I watched the anime a long time ago. It's really good. Pero it ends on a cliffhanger. Lo que pasa es que a lot of the Berserk's animated media all ends on the same spot, and I guess I can summarize that in a minute. Let me just give you a brief introduction, then we can bring in our friend Will, who can be our I want to bring him in because he is going to be an impartial how do you say this? An impartial person. You don't know anything about the show. He knows enough.
No tengo idea.
I know enough. Pero lo que pasa es que yo tengo un problema y es que I'm a Griffith simp. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'll show you pictures later of the man, pero
Okay.
se me hace difícil condenarlo por sus pecados, you know?
Okay. Está bien.
Entonces, lo que pasa es que el show también lo hace difícil. El manga, porque el manga, todos los anime y todas los mini películas, los OVAs que han hecho, they always end on the same plot point. Que cuando Griffith does the bad thing and kills everyone, I guess. But like 90% of the show is him being a sweetheart, you know? And then you're like, oh, pero he killed everyone. So that makes him bad, right? It's like, no, it's a little more complicated than that.
Sounds like
you know what I
like
mean?
a Char to me.
It's like a char.
I feel
like
like people have that same situation
Yeah.
with Char.
Yeah, it's like, you know how Char dropped an asteroid and murdered, like, and he did that 3 times, I think?
He missed.
No, twice. He missed the asteroid, but he still killed 1 trillion people.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. You know,
Well,
Xeon did.
who did? Xeon.
He was a part of
Right,
it.
right.
I guess.
Right,
you know.
right. It was his plan. It's called Char's counterattack. Pero... Whatever, you get the idea.
So, yeah.
Déjame cut aquí entonces.
Cortate. No, actually, no hagas eso.
So, we are back from a quick cut that you didn't even notice that we did, and we are here with a good friend of ours. Never mind, the pizza's here. Give me a sec.
Are you fucking serious?
Hello!
Just keep it rolling, I guess.
Perfecto.
Wait, so what do we do?
La casa del...
Don't worry about it. He'll probably cut
We'll
it
probably
out.
cut this out. Okay, are we going to cut this part out?
Most likely.
Jay's a very
Most
talented
likely,
artist,
yeah.
but I would never say that to his face.
He'll never know.
Wait, do you edit this or does he
Oh,
edit this?
poor man.
If you edit this, please cut that part so he doesn't hear it. Cut it.
I'm not
If I
cutting
get to
anything!
edit it,
Oh,
oh boy.
I wanted to have
Well,
like an intro. I wanted to have like an introduction, but
No,
I
of
guess.
course it's not going to have 2 hours of audio that's not... I mean, unless you guys are having a good conversation.
We're not.
Well, then I'll cut it, you know? I'll cut it. But let me just put on my pants. I
Okay.
recorded the whole podcast in my underwear. That's a little
Yeah, I
secret
believe
for
that. The listener?
our listeners that are paying for our Patreon, which I am now announcing. No, I'm not. We don't have a Patreon.
God, yeah, please.
And we never will because we're pathetic. Losers.
Yeah, this is good. This is definitely getting cut out.
This
I'm
is-
going outside now. So
Okay.
we're back after the cut, which you didn't notice because we didn't say we were gonna cut. Did we say we were gonna cut? I don't know. But we're back with an old friend of mine, a friend of both of us, Will. Welcome to the show. First guest on. How are you
Hello.
doing today?
Hello. I'm very good. How are
How do you
you?
feel?
Yeah.
I'm good. So, just brief introduction. I met Will. How long have we been friends? Or at least we've been friends for like a year. Really, like actually, like really, like
Actually
bros.
friends.
But I feel like
Bro,
we've
like-
known each other for how long?
Been decently acquainted since like 2013, I think, something to that effect. That's how it was with a lot of
Insane,
people back
right?
in the day.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. I mean, most people that I know now, I've known for about almost 10 years, so pretty much. Yeah.
Jeez.
Do you want me to
It's a
introduce
lot.
myself? Continue this? Or
Yeah, sure.
well,
Where
hello.
are you from?
Me? I'm from America.
Yeah, land of the free.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is-
I've been in a
Just-
place that's been very tumultuous for a very long time. I was gonna say
Right.
it's only been bad recently. It's like no, it's always been bad. It's just it fluctuates. It's like a wave, you know. It's
Yeah. Now it's just been unusually bad.
unusually bad.
That's how I feel about it too. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Um,
I'm a.
did you know? Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say like, how long have you known Raul? Because I feel like you've known him for less. But what are you gonna say?
Raul, I've known
Oh, yeah,
about
way less.
like a off and on. Like again, I would say decently acquainted, just like much less. It's always been more tangential, I guess, where it's we
Mhm.
probably just hear about each other a lot, which I'm sure a lot of people just kind of hear about me, like, oh, Will, that's that really cool guy that I don't talk to, and I'm just
No one
like,
thinks
yeah,
that.
basically.
Literally, yeah,
I'm
that's what I say in my head.
All I know is that Raul was
No
a
one
cool
at all.
guy who made music.
Nope. No. Oh, Raul. Oh, Raul is cool. I don't know
I
about
make
you.
music. I'm not cool, but yeah.
No, okay, well we're out now. You're cool, and so am I.
If we have a podcast, we're not cool. It's
No,
that
that's
simple.
true. Well, I mean,
Exactly.
that is true. Yeah.
We're
But
all idiots starved for attention.
I mean, but as far as an introduction for myself, I guess, I mean, I'm a country boy without the accent, thank God.
Really?
Yes, and
Okay, that's
Thank
news
God.
for
Some
me.
would say that's unfortunate.
it is kind of, I can do the accent. I just never really like. It's when I've always, ever since I was a kid, I've always gotten this comment of just like, wow, you sound. I always, my uncle always used to call me Mr. New York, and I'm like, that if I was from New York, you would know about it because I wouldn't shut up about it for like every 5 minutes, basically. Especially if it was like Long Island or something. Sorry to New York listeners if anyone from New York isn't listening, but no, I'm just I'm a writer by trade and by heart, I guess. I don't know why I phrase it like that, and I just battling. I'm just trying to be on that king shit every single day, you know.
Right. As you
Confident
should
but
be. That's
self-aware.
good shit.
All
Yes.
that kind of
yes.
stuff,
King shit. That's what I agree.
It's sorry, it's the ENFJ in me coming out. Just care about other
Kinda
people,
interesting
all
how
that shit.
a lot of us are trying to get away with like some form of art. I kind of
Yes.
like a lot of my friends are doing something with art just to kind of like
Right.
you know
Mhm.
Anything.
as an output.
Like I mean,
Yeah.
like music production, right? Like 3D modeling, drawing,
Mhm.
writing. It's cool
Mhm.
to kind of come together and
And it's not even that. I feel like now
Okay.
more than ever,
okay.
it's so easy to get into making art. You know what I mean?
Yes,
yeah.
it is. It's the easiest.
It's
it's
so
ever been.
accessible,
Yes.
and that's such a good thing. I feel like a lot of people feel like, well, this is not real art, it's not real music. But I feel like it's not about creating the art; it's about being able to express yourself. And the fact that it's so easy for so many people to express themselves is
Right.
good. I feel like that's a good thing.
It does
So.
bring about this like interesting. I don't know if dichotomy is the right word for it. It's like it's so easy for anyone to express themselves now, but it's also like it therefore is also harder to kind of stand out at the same time.
That's true.
Which
Yeah,
it does put this pressure on you of like, oh, I need to be the best. I need to be like this, how they're doing it. When really like the best thing you can do is just do things your way. But also like it's all about a balance, I guess, with like sort of being outgoing and like knowing your worth, but also being willing to learn. You know, like my muse usually picks up when it comes to writing. It usually stems from like I'll be usually reading something or watching something, you know, as far as like creatively when it comes to ideas, but often usually just playing a game and just seeing the way that the dialogue is written and the way like the narration goes, like, you know, Disco Elysium, Pathologic 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, like the way that like something is written will really just inspire me. Like, hey, they kind of do it the way I like to do it, but like better because they're professionals and they get But it's the idea like, wait a minute, it makes me feel better about myself, so then I can go in and I can bang out like several thousand words on something and I can be really proud of it and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's like, but it's hard. Writing is a very difficult thing, especially when you're doing it by yourself, like writing a book, like I'm still trying to do, and it's going fine. It is one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do in my entire life. It's difficult, but it's worth it.
Especially when you're alone.
Yes.
Because I think we were talking about this a few days ago. Usually people have a team.
Yes. I actually learned, this was a while ago, like, I guess technically it was around like the spring of last year. There's a show that I've gotten into recently that I really like, that I got a friend into as well, The Expanse. Good stuff.
Raul, your topic. There it is.
Hey, yeah.
Listen, I'm surrounded by people who I totally knocked my mic and I destroyed all of our listeners' ears, but whatever.
It's fine.
I am surrounded by people who will not shut the fuck up about The Expanse. I'm yet to watch it.
It's Game of Thrones in space. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna.
Lord.
Hey, Raul, welcome. You just invited James Holden on the fucking podcast here.
Okay.
What's up? Yeah. No, that's. I love that his character creation was like he's just a D&D paladin that has to not be as stupid as he starts out as, and I'm like, I love that. That's great. It's fantastic. That's just me. It's just yeah. But no, I learned that all of the Expanse novels are written by like someone under the pseudonym like James S.A. Corey, but it's actually two guys, I believe, who get together and they take separate characters, because all chapters are character based specifically, and one person will write these characters chapters and the other person will do that, and they meet like 3 times a week comparing notes, and I'm like, that's really interesting. Like, I never looked at it like that before. It's just, you get this idea in your head, especially like at a young age, like with the way the system is, that like from the outset, like this is how things are supposed to be. It's like this, and you have to malform and like shrink yourself into this very specific box of this is what the system wants you to be in order to be successful. But then one day you realize that it's bullshit. It's not true, and people just don't know what they're doing and are just kind of doing whatever, and there's all kinds of ways to be successful and do what you want to do and be expressive and all that stuff, and it's more terrifying this way, but it's also much more liberating, because it just means like, wow, like there are options, like it's not this narrow thing when it comes to anything, whether again like writing or making music or making movies or whatever it is, like it's and I think that's wonderful. It's there's a good piece of terminology that I always like to think of. Let me put on my philosophical hat for a second here. Is that it's like the universe is not made of marble, but rather clay. It's malleable. You can shape it how you want it to be, which is much more positive, I guess, and beneficial than like, this is how it is, and you can't do anything about it. You can change. You can do what you want to do.
So you don't believe in destiny?
Kinda not. I have a love-hate relationship with it and the game as well. No, but
let me tell you something. This morning, Raul knows about this story.
Oh my God.
The thread of fate, the red thread of fate. It dealt me a hand.
Okay.
I was.
What cringe did you post in the toilet today?
No. Listen. I was trying to have breakfast. It was 7 a.m.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'll serve myself a little bowl of cereal. And it was one of those lazy, sad mornings where you just, instead of taking a bowl, you take a cup and you fill that cup up to the brim with cereal. And I did that, and I put a spoon inside of it. And while I'm putting the bag back in the box, and before you say, wait, you take the bag out of the box, it was a big bag. Like the box, that's big box. It was like a massive, like jumbo-sized box. So I really couldn't,
Okay.
I'm putting the bag back in the box. The cup tipped over, and I knocked down all the cereal on the floor. And I just stared at it, and I put everything away, and I didn't have breakfast.
That was a riveting story. Wow, that really the gods looked very unkindly. I mean, do we want to get
here's the thing is that Raul's like, well, why didn't you just serve yourself another cup of cereal? And I'm like, well, because Destiny already told me not to have breakfast. What am I supposed to do? I was already so disappointed at myself that I just accepted my fate and I moved on with my day.
I think So we're gonna get philosophical here. We're gonna talk about this. Let me get on my soapbox for a second. Can I do that?
About my cereal? About my breakfast?
No, I don't care about your cereal. No, that's a sign that
Fuck your cereal.
That's a sign that you're just a klutz. That's all that is. It's fine. I think that it's a mixture. It's like someone asks like, well, is it this or is it that? You know, is it a yes? What is it? Is this answer to this question a yes or is it a no? You know, do my dreams mean something? Do they not mean something? And for me, if there's something I've come to realize about everything, the older that I get and the more you kind of just learn about life, is that all of it's true. All of it. Even if it's defined by perspective, all of it's true. It's like I think there maybe is some inkling of credit to fate and destiny, I guess, but I also think that you can change it depending on what you do and depending on what is supposed to happen. I mean, I also like, for example, like tarot cards in particular. I'm very passionate about that more recently because of someone special to me, you know, and it's like I really like that act process because it's the idea of like there is a kind of guidance around you. Like it's 50-50, I guess what I'm trying to say with everything. Like it's 50-50. It's like you are like half of the equation. So it's like, well, if something can change, it gives your actions meaning, but it's also like you can kind of be guided along this way of like there is a path before you, but it can change if you radically do something. But I also really like stories, especially like time travel stories where like someone will go back, change the timeline, but the way the system of time works in that universe is like, oh, we are constantly forcing it to go back to the way it was before. So you try to stop something terrible from happening, it keeps happening. Like I like that, but that's not really fate so much as it's just like quantum mechanics, I guess, and that's just me being a fucking nerd. But I can curse on this, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Fuck it. We're doing
too
it
late
live.
for that.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. But it's just like when we were talking about like Red Dead Redemption 2 for a story. It's like, well, why did this thing happen? And it's like, well, it's because of this, but it's also because of this. It's like there are no easy answers, I guess, but also that is also freeing in a way or liberating because like there's no
right or wrong. There is no.
Well, I think it's
which is ultimately, if I may add, is what makes Star Wars is a movie series or a series of content very like the theme of good and bad is very present, you know?
Yes, it is. It's very black and white children's fairy tale kind of stuff.
The first fucking piece of media that comes out there, or one of the I guess one of the bigger ones, which is The Last Jedi, which says actually, what if it's gray?
Sure.
And everyone hates it. I think that movie's incredible.
I think it has problems, but I think the core message is fantastic. And
agreed. No, yeah, it definitely has. I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10. It has its problems. It's one of the best Star Wars movies in my book. Like for me.
Absolutely, yeah, of course. The Rey, Luke, and Kylo Ren stuff's fantastic. Oh, we don't need to start talking about The Last Jedi. We don't. You're not going to get any views.
Raul, what do you think about Last Jedi?
It was good.
Yeah. I mean, it's considering what followed it, or like what came after. Yeah, it's a masterpiece in comparison. It's fine.
Oh, of course.
No, it's just like Blade Runner 2049, which came out the same year. It was the two very similar protagonist stories of like, hey, you're really not special, but that's fine because what's special is what you do, not who you are, or that's where it comes from. Like anyone can like be this thing, like, you know, K, Officer K is basically in them sad boy hours. You know, his life was a lie. You know, I'm not the protagonist. It's like, no, you can be. You can be you can be a good person. You can do things your way, and he does things his own way. Like I love that in that movie. That it's like, oh, you've got to go kill Deckard to protect the resistance. You know, you got to do that. And it's like he saves him, but he doesn't kill him. Like he does it like his own way. It's like chaos magic in a way, kind of, where it's like you can forge your own path, but it's still you're able to do the right thing. Like actually, okay. We were supposed to talk about Berserk. We'll get to Berserk in a second because this connects to everything. Ironically enough, this is a really good thesis statement.
It kind of does, Raul. That's what, because he knows nothing about Berserk.
Yeah,
it says the fact that it's Dark Souls.
A good thesis statement that I like, especially like heroes and villains, and you talk about Star Wars, is really why I like the Blade Runner movies, because I've always sat here and I've thought about this for the longest time, and I meant to write a WordPress article about it, but it just never happened. It's the idea of like the true antagonist is the system, and the futility
Now
of your
that you
actions.
said it, you have to write it. You know that, right?
I know. Like, the true antagonist of that world is the system and the futility of our actions, of course. But it's the idea that in the first movie, Deckard
Right.
is the villain of the story. But also, so is Roy Batty. And they both think of each other as, like, this villain or whatever. But
Right.
the idea is that the way that movie ends is that both, like, of course, Roy dies, rest in peace. But they both end the movie refusing to be the villain of the story. They stop it. Like, they both refuse to be the bad guy at the end of the day, and through that they find this commonality as brothers, which, of course, I mean, the original narration literally said my brother or whatever, and it was awful because executives are stupid. But it's like there's the commonality there. Like, they, in refusing to be the villain of the story, they become kindred spirits. Contrast that. Sorry. With 2049, you have Kay and also Love. They both desperately want to be the hero of the story, and in the process, they both kill each other because of it.
Right.
And I think that's really interesting. Like, I really like that idea that it's like, by refusing to do one thing, you live, but by choosing to do another thing, you die. It's like that's cool.
Yeah.
I kind of, I don't know. And that's not saying never be a hero, like, because I'm too much of a Boy Scout to say that. But like, it's
no. But like, I agree with you.
You have
never be a hero
of
bullshit. It's really stupid. It's just the fact that it's not as cut clean as it is. Like, I was thinking about this a few days ago. Here we go about Cyberpunk.
Oh my god!
And,
are you Johnny Silverhand or you a fucking pussy? Anyway,
the thing is that you kill a lot of Arasaka employees in that game.
You do.
A lot, you know, and I'm like.
Don't be a fucking pussy.
Here's the thing. If you wanna have a good job and a good future, in Night City, well, you get a job at a mega corporation behind the desk,
Militech or whatever.
Yeah.
Some
These aren't bad people. It's just a dude that's just trying to make money to fucking pay for his daughter's fucking Christmas present. And V comes in, time to burn the city down, blood, fucking murders it.
Hey, Choom. Get a piece full
and
of lead.
Fucked
oh,
up.
sorry.
And you murder a lot of fucking people.
And Johnny's like, fuck yeah, kill them all. And I'm like, whoa, hang on a second. Let's not do that. Anyway, yeah, no, the thing.
So it's really interesting because I never really noticed that about Blade Runner, the first one. Like, I guess I always felt like I felt bad for the people Deckard is hunting, but I never really perceived that he kind of is the villain, and you're kind of right.
I get that.
So
it's the system. At the end of the day, like the real villain, it's just like Parasite. The real villain of the movie Parasite, wonderful movie, by the way. I'm going to plug
wonderful
that.
Movie.
It's
you haven't seen it? Oh my god!
It's the system and what it does to people, and it makes monsters of us all.
I always say this one thing, and I don't know if it's true. People always fight back with me. But I always feel like the parasites of the movie aren't just the rich people, it's both. They're both parasites.
Well, yeah, that's because what I'm saying, like, the system does that to people, like, because you have
I'm not saying they're bad people, I'm saying, like, that it's called parasite because they're all parasites.
But then there's also more parasites that neither of them know. Like, it's a
right, which is the whole third act.
Much
act of the movie.
Which we won't say if Raul hasn't seen it. Please watch it.
No spoilers. Watch this movie. It's
amazing.
So good. Please do not watch the. I'm speaking directly to the audience here. Do not watch the American remake. I feel like that's a blasphemy.
It is. Apparently, it's going to be a miniseries like in the same universe that takes place somewhere else. Apparently.
Why would you fucking do that?
I have no idea.
I don't understand.
All that mattered was that Bong Joon.
He got his paycheck, right?
But Bong Joon what was on the stage, and he took half of his time to be like, "Hey, I like making movies, but also like Martin Scorsese is a cool dude," and Martin is just in the crowd crying, and I'm like, these kings looking at each other. I'm like, that's king shit.
It was really cute.
Yeah, and Kevin Feige today is like, wow, studio executives, people make real movies, right? Like, wow, this isn't just a thing. Wow, it's not just special effects. Anyway,
can you believe it?
That's a topic for another day. What were you talking about? Morality and how the system is flawed. That's right.
Yeah, that's pretty much the story and the Hands of Fate, which goes directly into Berserk.
Yes,
I think I'm worried. I think I align with V's views. Yeah,
no, it's fine. There's nothing wrong.
Well,
with
also,
really
no, I'm joking. I was gonna say, hey, if Pan Am says stop killing people, I'm gonna stop killing people.
No, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with aligning yourself with these views. It's survivability. You have to survive. It is what
Sure.
it is. You know what I
Sure.
mean? It's not like he commits mass murder editing, you know. But
Sure. Also, the star ending
know.
is the best ending in that game. But anyway, we're not gonna.
it's
The
fucked
what
up.
ending?
He did fucked up shit.
Well,
The
of
star
course, yeah.
ending?
When you leave with the
Oh, right, that
Aldecados.
ending.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
that's-
the
Oh yeah,
That's
that's,
the best
the one I got. Yeah.
I didn't get that one. I
You
got
get-
the
I
Johnny
did-
one.
I
I'm like,
did-
let's go, Johnny,
But
and I'm
you
like,
didn't
oh
But
no!
you didn't even actually get the Johnny ending because you didn't let him keep the body.
I'm not gonna let him.
Oh,
He would never.
You should.
Why?
I
Why?
wanted to watch you watch
Why?
it or go through it. You asshole.
I'll do it eventually, but
I'll do it
I was in
eventually.
character, you know what I mean? And I was thinking,
Yeah.
well, Johnny would not take my body. That's just not him, you know? That's too dark. It's too dark.
It's
and
not-
and here's the thing. I feel like the game knows it because as you're trying to not do that, V is really pissed at you.
Yeah,
that
punch
you're
up beats you
gonna-
up, yeah, it's
yeah, and it's so good because he punches and beats you up the same way Johnny beats you up.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, and I love that so much. Anyways, a really sad ending. But yeah. Yeah. Whatever. We're done talking about Cyberpunk. We need to stop. This can't.
Yeah,
happen every
Cyberpunk
episode.
is over. It's over.
I can't
it's
wait for
not
the
over.
fucking update. Did you hear they're updating it? Like they're gonna drop this big one
Yeah,
in the summer.
Really?
Oh really?
Yeah. Apparently it's the big one. We'll see.
Anyway,
It's just gonna fix one thing,
Yeah.
like a wheel of a car that's fucked up. And it's gonna be like 120 gigs.
Oh my god, 120 gigs because apparently
Yeah.
his name isn't V. It's actually like Veronica or some shit
it's
like that.
Valerie.
They just
Valerie
never.
and Vincent. Yes.
Yeah, they just never finished. Like they kept bugging out
Are you
the whole
serious?
time. No, it's a joke.
Oh.
But you
okay.
bought it, didn't you?
Well, no,
I
the name
oh,
thing
yeah.
is the name thing is true though. The name thing is
No, it
is
isn't.
true. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Really?
apparently it is true that the V's canonical name, male or female, is as Valerie. or
Oh,
Vincent.
well, I'm saying that it was bugged, and that every time they say V, they meant to say Valerie, but they just the audio
They
bugs.
just cut to me. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
Oh,
what we're talking
not
about
funny.
Berserk.
You're just gonna hit me. He hit me with the anyway. Did you hear that?
Anyway.
Anyway.
So
I
we're-
made
we're,
a joke, and he was like, "Moving on."
Who are you? Who are you? Where am I? What is this?
I run this shit. This is my show.
Is this the Isle Chems? What's that? That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about Berserk.
Right. So I
Everything has
wanted
been
to bring
building
you
towards
in.
Berserk.
I've been reading a lot of Berserk, and well, and I guess before we start the show,
Rip.
we were trying to figure out
Yep.
what else we could talk about to just put on the docket. And I'm like, well,
Okay.
you know,
He's back.
Raul's telling me what he's been doing. I've been talking about
Yep.
what I've been doing. He's not
Well-
even here right now, but it's fine. I'm just gonna keep talking.
No, we're all good. We're here.
And
Well, see, I could bring Nier to the table. I could start talking about Nier Replicant, which ironically also kind of connects to Berserk because Berserk, everyone is influenced by Berserk, whether they know it or not. It happens, you know. But like, yeah, so
it's,
it has
it's
very
an
similar
amazing
themes.
piece of
Oh,
like
yes.
of storytelling, and I've noticed this more and more is that it's really good. It's
Yes.
really good. Like it's
Yes.
not just as good as I thought it was when I watched the first '90s anime, and I thought, oh, it's good, but it boils down to just like a very edgy '90s. It honestly is. Now that I finished Attack on Titan, I know what true edge is, and it ain't Berserk. Berserk is just dark sometimes. Like, well, not sometimes. Like a lot of times. Like it's really dark, but it fits the theme, I guess. You know, it kind of fits the story they're trying to tell. So it's not. It doesn't feel like forced half of the time.
Sure.
But that's something I've come to learn as I read the manga, and this is the second attempt I did at reading the manga because the first time I read it, the whole manga starts with a sex scene, and I'm like, okay, this is cringe, and I never read it.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah, but no, it's genuinely. You get through that. Sorry, my mom just screamed at me. You
That's
get through
fine.
that first two, I guess, volumes, and they add the fairy.
Right.
You know the fairy, right? That follows him around, follows Guts around.
Vaguely, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So
Like I said,
there's this
for
fairy-
clarification for the audience, I am not as well versed in Berserk currently as Jay is. So like I have a surface level knowledge. Like so I'm in between him and Raul. But
Right.
I know
And
enough to where I can tell him that he's wrong about something though. So that's true.
which is what I need him for. truly.
Okay.
I'll tell you guys exactly where I'm at in Berserk in case anyone reads this and wants to know. I'm on chapter 183. Griffith literally just came back.
Wow.
So.
Okay, so
How long is this?
It's never ending. It literally has no ending.
Oh,
And it's
Fantastic.
about more than 300 volumes. So.
fantastic.
I might never start this.
It probably
That's.
you could just watch
Sorry, what?
the adaptations, right?
That's the thing. You want to watch the adaptation, and then you're gonna want to read it because the adaptation is literally, it has nothing to do with the show. It's so. You know how they say that you can take a sample out of anything, and that'll give you a pretty good, like reading at what the show or like the song or the whatever is about. Well, usually, like this is one of those cases where if you take a sample of all the adaptations of Berserk, except the new anime, which is really bad, and I don't recommend it. You
Guts
are
walks away like
going
how
to
I
end-
walk away from things.
pretty much, and
You don't
you're
know
gonna
that.
get you're gonna get a sample that's just it's not it. It's not it. It's a mercenary anime. That's not what it's about. It's closer to like a D&D adventure that just doesn't seem to end. With very grim, dark themes and characters that are very aware that it's really dark, so they just stick around Guts to make the show or the experience better. Like, I feel like they pretty much broke the fourth wall twice already to tell Guts, "You're too dark. You need me around because this story's depressing," and that's
Sure.
literally it.
Good impression, yeah. I mean, my man has experienced horrible trauma, and he keeps going, and he's just killing Lovecraftian monsters with a giant sword, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Fuck 'em up.
I can watch
And
this
also,
all
this
day.
this is also a universe where like the concept of evil exists because humanity brought it or willed it into existence because of chaos magic, which I think is very interesting as well.
Very interesting.
What is
Right.
it
So
called?
let
The
me
idea-
just explain
Yeah.
the idea of
You do it.
evil. Right. Let me just explain the plot to you, Raul, because you know nothing. So
You know nothing.
okay,
Jon Snow.
Berserk as it's shown through its adaptive media is a story of this band of mercenaries led by this mysterious and charismatic leader called Griffith, whom I'm sure you've seen pictures of. I can probably show you a picture. And he... Why are you laughing? He is mysterious and charismatic.
Charismatic. It's like you sound like me talking about Johnny Silverhand, and you give me shit for that. I'm like, oh, he's the charismatic visionary, and she's like, no, he's not. No, he's
He
not.
isn't. Johnny is not a charismatic visionary.
Yes, he
Johnny
is.
We're not talking about cyberpunk.
God.
I'm just trying to give a fair description of the show for the audience who might not know anything about it. And I guess the best way to describe him is that, like, he is perceived by everyone as this beautiful man who, on a moment's notice, could be very childish and sweet, but also very vicious and like terrifying. You could probably find a picture if you wanted to. I'll just do that right now. Bop, 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 and then just post it over here. Just because I want to show you his beautiful mug, and then ask you, how can someone this pretty cause so much harm to the world?
That happens.
You know, it's the
much
prettiest
more
people.
It's always the
Yeah.
prettiest people.
The prettiest people are the most dangerous. It's true.
Yeah.
So
I mean, no, I'm not gonna go there. God.
That's I mean, I would
my heart's been broken too many times.
I'm only gonna. I mean, just because they're dangerous doesn't mean they're not sexy. That just makes them more attractive. I'm
Like
speaking
Lady
from experience on that.
Demiscu?
Lady
I was gonna
Demetrius.
reference.
Yes.
Demetrius.
I was gonna reference something very dark. I don't think it would be.
Well, now
good
you have
for-
to do it.
No,
Do
no,
you?
I can't. I
Okay,
can't.
well.
Let's just say it's a certain country in a certain time with a certain leader, and that's it. That's all I'll say.
Okay,
Germany?
moving on. Anyway, no, okay. Back to Griffith, yes.
So Griffith is the leader of Germany in 1940s. No, he's not.
Oh.
No, but he
okay.
wants to
Jesus
be. That's the plot twist. He wants
Makes
his own
sense.
kingdom. He's like Snake. I feel like his story is more akin to Snake trying to make Outer Heaven than I would expect.
Oh,
it to be
okay.
at
No,
first glance, honestly.
Stop. No,
No,
stop.
no. I'm serious.
No.
No.
I'm telling you one thing. don't fucking call him Snake. There's only one Snake. Call him Big Boss. Call the piece of shit what he actually is. Don't call him Snake. He's not
Okay,
Snake.
I apologize. So, Big Boss.
Oh,
Big
I want
Boss
Big
is...
Boss's dick. Oh, and I'm like,
my lord.
shut up.
Listen,
Big Boss is
listen.
awful.
So,
Fuck that man.
Big Boss, you know how Big Boss wants to create this, like, Outer Heaven, which is like a little, like, mini country where all soldiers can just live and whatever. So, Griffith wants to do his own thing. He wants to rule a kingdom for his band of the Hawk, which is his army and whatever. And just I don't know what his vision is. His vision isn't clear, but from the very beginning, it's not. You don't get the impression that he wants to do this because he's bad in world domination. He just wants to do it, and if you get in his way, he's gonna cut you down. It's that simple. So it's a story about this guy doing that and how he falls in love with Guts, because you cannot deny that what those two have is homosexuality. Like,
Oh yeah, no. Fuck Griffith.
I don't know why I
wants
said it like
Guts.
that, but yeah.
Griffith
He needs
wants
him.
Guts in his guts. He
Yes.
he is in love with that man, and he can never have him because
It's insane.
Guts has goo eyes for Casca, rightfully. She's
Well,
of course.
actually, he kind of has Google eyes for Griffith too.
Yeah,
And I'll
there is
get
a
to
bit
that.
There is. You're right. That's right.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. That pretty much sums it up. So because this Guts is like this person whom, after all Griffith has done and all the things he have done, which aren't necessarily bad things if you're on his side, and it's not like he does bad things to good people. He does bad things to really bad people, like pedophiles and rapists and
Sure.
slave owners.
Right.
But he has done things that arguably could cost someone their humanity. So after all of this bullshit that he's done, Guts shows up and shows him, hey, actually, there's more to life than ruling the world, Griffith. You know what I mean? And it kind of reminds Griffith of that soft side. So that's important because the whole manga revolves around them fighting and the friendship and all that cute stuff, while also like Guts swinging a sword and blood and gore, whatever.
Right.
And then at the very end, after Griffith asks Guts to murder someone, and then shit gets really complicated, but he does it anyways, he overhears Griffith having a conversation with this princess, which he's trying to woo,
Well.
so that he can get into the royal family and then eventually become king. He's trying to woo her, and he's talking about how people. I feel like you know this, Will. The speech about how if you want to stand, like, I don't care about people who are beneath me, you know, like, you should follow your own dreams, be your own person. You shouldn't do things just because other people ask you to do them.
Yes. Yeah.
And
you
that's
should,
the only
you
way.
should want. I've always.
Yeah?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, go ahead.
It's this personal. It's a philosophy that I really like. Personally, that I have given direct advice to some people before in the past to help them, because I really have come to really sit this. It's that, or believe in this, is that it's the idea that it's important to live for an ideal, to live for other people. Like, I think it's important to do that, but more importantly than those two things, you have to live for yourself.
Right.
Just because you want to. Like, it all comes from within, and that's a very like a self affirmation, I guess. You know, so, and I've always liked that. I like that about Guts. So,
Or you mean Griffith? You mean?
or Griffith. I mean, yeah. I didn't want to give you.
No,
that
it's hard. It's
background.
hard. It's hard to admit, huh? That's the thing. We're getting to
see,
that, Raoul. Don't worry about it.
See, I would agree with you, but then he.
No. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
So he said Guts overhears it, and like, you know, if you want to truly be my friend, those are the words he uses. He only considers his friends those who he considers his equal. And then Guts is overhearing this, and he's like, "Oh man, Griffith doesn't care about me. I guess I'm just gonna run away."
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
feel
just
that.
like,
I'm Guts in that.
"Oh
I
my
get that. Yeah.
God, he meant everyone but you idiot! You know,
Yeah,
like literally, you are the exception. Actually, I am of the whatever. Like, I'm the people who think, or I guess I'm the only person who thinks Griffith was probably talking about Guts when he meant his equal. He meant like Guts. He just didn't say it, you know. But whatever. So
people who have difficulty expressing their emotions need to express it better. Damn it, and we can avoid this.
So whatever. It's like a high school drama where Guts gets his heart broken. Yeah, he runs away, and Griffith just stands before him because he finds out that he's trying to like leave, and he's not trying to leave. He goes like, "Wah!" He's like, "I'm gonna go and stop. I'm gonna go and I'm going to.
That's bad.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make my own future. You know, I'm gonna become someone, and that Griffith can be proud of calling his friend." But then Guts doesn't even say that to Griffith. He just leaves, you know. And
again,
Griffith,
let's settle this. Let's go outside and settle this like the emotionally stunted men that we are. People.
Yeah. So then Griffith finds out. Griffith finds out that Guts is gonna leave, and then he's like, "No! You're leaving me? No! I own you, bitch. You know what I mean?"
Okay.
They're gonna fight to the death again, because like honestly, the real reason they're even together is because Guts was pissed. Whatever. Point is that they met a long time ago, and Griffith was like, "If I kick your ass in a duel, you belong to me." That's literally what he says.
That's right.
Griffith won the duel, so technically that's how it works. So now Guts is like, "Okay, I guess if you won't let me leave as a friend, then I'll just fight, and if I win, I'm out. You know." And if I lose, then I'll stay. So obviously Guts wins because he's grown as a fighter and whatever. He wins with one swing. It's really cool. Really cool scene.
Big sexy man.
Very sexy man. And Griffith falls to his knees defeated. And
that's
Guts
right, where
leaves.
he fucking belongs.
So then Griffith, in his depression, is like, I'm gonna fuck my whole life up. So he goes. So he goes and has sex with the princess out of wedlock, and he's no one. He's commoner trash, really, you know.
Right.
Like, he might be respected by the king for all his accomplishments, but he goes to the fucking castle, does that, gets caught, gets captured, gets tortured for like a whole year.
That's when he gets the little the what is it? The things just pushed inside of him or whatever, like the little stakes or whatever, right?
Yeah, is that it? No, I think.
Or was that the other thing? Is that when he?
I don't know. I know.
Like that?
I'm pretty sure he only gets tortured once, so it has to be that. I just don't remember. But he
gets
gets whipped a lot. He gets I guess I remember more the manga right now, but I'm sure that happened in the in the anime. So it's really sad. They ruin everything, and even though eventually after Guts returns a stronger man and returns to the Band of the Hawk that is completely destroyed and rebuilds it, and they go on and they save Griffith. Griffith doesn't have a tongue anymore. He can't move his wrists because they cut the tendons, and he can't move his feet because they cut his tendons. So he's so skinny. He's never going to get his kingdom back, ever. Right. Like, he's never going to accomplish his dream. And there's this overarching theme in this manga that there's two types of people. There's the people who accomplish their dreams, and the people who give up on them. You know? And Griffith has this moment of like, well, I guess I have to give up on my dream, and he tries to kill himself after like a whole lot of stuff happens. He gets humiliated in front of everyone by this demon who shows up because because destiny. The point is that destiny is making all this happen. It's all leading to this big moment where the anime ends. So demons are like getting ready because, I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be fun. I want to watch it. So demons start appearing, and one of them grabs fucking Griffith and strips him, and then he shows his mangled body to everyone. He's like, "This is your fucking leader. You know, the Band of the Hawk is over." He humiliates him, and Griffith goes through like this fucking depression trip. Runs off on a horse, so I guess like scares the horse so the horse can move because he can't even talk or whatever. Falls off the carriage, sees a stake, and just when he's about to kill himself, he can't even do that because he's so weak and frail that he can't stab his neck through a wooden stake. He just scrapes himself and falls in the water. And on that very moment, when he's at his lowest, the plot happens. There's these things called the Heliths, which trigger like people who are special, who have been destined to have them, and they activate when people are at their lowest, so that these angels or demons, because Berserk is very explicit that demons and angels are the same thing. They can be just as bad and just as good. It's just how you use your power. So
much like humanity itself. It's the whole It's
like the idea of evil, whatever. Yeah,
everyone's capable of good and terrible things. And
exactly. Mm-hmm. So and I'm getting somewhere, Raul, with this. Don't worry. So
I'll say. Wait, let's pause, Raul.
Yeah.
So far, how you doing?
So far, how you
taking
doing?
in all this so far?
I want to watch it. So
yeah, you should. Excellent. It's really good.
Great. You'll cry.
It's just those last 3 episodes are really painful.
Continue.
Because it's just sad. But So yeah, so just when he's at his lowest, the God Hand appears, and they're four demons
I love
called
that
the
game.
God Hand. That's the that's the play on words, right? That they're messengers of God.
Right.
So why are they causing suffering or whatever? But like like it is what it is, I guess.
It is it is simple. I will simply kill God, and that'll make everything better. Easy. Simple.
So the God Hand appears, and they're like, "Okay, Griffith. So this is what we're gonna do. You know that meme of the you give me and then you receive that?
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, you give me all of your friends and everyone you've ever loved, and I give you cool wings and superpowers.
Right.
And Griffith, and
This
here's the moment.
motherfucker.
Here's where the debate starts. You know what I mean?
Son of a bitch.
The thing, and I always felt like, well, because there's a lot of expression in the manga and in the anime that makes it feel like he's like, oh, this is awful. Why are my friends dying? I don't want this to happen. And then he goes, those wings are kind of cool, though. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's enough. And then from there on, everyone gets murdered. He sexually assaults Casca, which is Griffith. That's putting it lightly as well.
Yeah,
He doesn't,
yeah.
It's deeper than that, but I won't get to the details.
God, that's just awful.
It's very awful. It's really, really
course.
fucked up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And just that's.
But then the debate is that, like, is Griffith a bad guy or?
Here. Okay. So.
And the manga keeps going. The manga truly, that's just a piece of the manga. The actual art of the show is in Guts going on his journey to enact revenge on Griffith, but also not being able to let the fact that he loves Griffith go.
Right.
And
that
Griffith
inner
also
turmoil.
being like, I don't want to kill you, Guts. I just want my shit. I just want my kingdom. Like, this isn't personal. So it's like this weird, like...
It's like, Griffith, I love you, but I need to avenge everything
Everyone.
that just happened. And Griffith's like, Gus, I love you, but I need the thing that I literally have lost everything for. And I need, like, it's the classic, okay, all right, can I get on my soapbox again? Can I start?
Get on your
Can I be handed
soapbox. Go
the
ahead.
pillow?
Oh, by the way,
Wait.
Raul, how do you feel?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, got
Okay.
I don't know about this Griffith guy anymore.
Okay. So he's in Raul's with me right now. I'm rubbing his head. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
He's with me. Okay, so
Go for it.
For me, the thesis statement with Berserk, and from everything that I've seen about Guts and Griffith, really kind of sit down and I like to sit down and just kind of look at a character and be like, all right, I think I figured you out, kind of, at least. It very much seems to me, and I was telling Jay this before, like 2 weeks ago or whatever, is the idea that, like, Griffith and Guts, because like a lot of like anime and manga kind of typically handle their characterization in a very two-dimensional way, but not so much in the sometimes that is a negative, but sometimes it's in a positive effort to convey a theme more presently, where like this character is a mouthpiece for this thing. That's why, like, in a lot of like Gundam anime, for example, you'll have the one pure-hearted like girl character who's supposed to be emblematic of peace. Like here, things could be, and I think that can fail as a storytelling convention, but I get why they do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I like to imagine Guts and Griffith as two halves of a whole person, and in particular a man. Even though Griffith is definitely more like, he is also a man, but he is more like androgynous and even like gender neutral, which I think is really interesting. More angelic,
really
I guess
is,
you would say.
actually.
And
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that, where like he is like the puritanical, or that might not be the right word, but like he is like the angelic ideal of what like humanity can be, whereas Guts
Right.
is the stinky little monkey boy. Like
Which
he's
is
the,
really interesting because
Right,
all
that's
throughout
the-
the manga, Griffith is portrayed, even after the demonic thing, he's portrayed as the angel. Actually, he has wings, right? He
Right,
flies
right,
around, he has his beautiful white hair, and his cause is noble. He wants to unite the demons and the fairies and the humans into one giant kingdom where they just stop killing each other.
Right, he wants to end the
Everyone
cycle.
loves him. Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Except-
Guts is this like angry wolf full of hate that walks around, and everywhere he goes people die. But wait, isn't Guts the hero? Like, it gets into this weird like
Right, we start getting into this where, oh god, I'm going to bring up The Last of Us at some point, or even Cyberpunk. It's just, to me, it's this idea. Well, because the thing about like Cyberpunk, for example, is like that V is us, and like Johnny Silverhand, like as a character, is this guy who is narcissistic. He's an alcoholic, he was a bad person, he was a terrorist, he's all this stuff, but he was also all these good things too. And like he is like this embittered idealist is what he is, but Johnny is the wolf that exists inside of us all. That's what he is. And the idea is like to really let that kind of take you over is to be consumed by your passions, by your instincts. That's what it is. Um, with Guts and Griffith, I've always looked at it as being kind of like two halves of a single person, where it's like Griffith is the head and Guts is the heart.
Right.
Where like he's logic, he's emotion. It's that constant fight inside all of us between your justice, and there's two different kinds of justice. Where you have your, I believe it's your personal virtues and your professional virtues. Personal virtues is love, hate, anger. Professional is more of the idea of like the legality of justice and all that kind of thing, not a personal justice. And it's this constant push and pull between deciding like, well, what is the right thing to do? Is this more important than that? Should you? And of course, I think obviously again a balance of this kind of stuff is most important. With the heart and the head, of course. And that's the whole idea, is that they don't want to kill each other, because it's like you're killing the other half of yourself, but you need that. You can't exist without one half, and that's the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Very
it's the
yin
idea,
yang.
very yin yang, exactly, because there's these two opposites, but like there's the passionate masculine energy and the more colder feminine energy. I believe that's how it is. If I fuck that up,
Yeah, that's very spot on.
But it's also like, it's inside of each other, and it constantly
Mm-hmm.
keeps. And it's like Griffith is ambition, but Guts is willpower. Because
Yes.
they both suffer terribly, and they both choose to keep going. But it's this idea that like Guts has like his personal honor, I guess you would say, even though it doesn't really
Yeah.
seem like that's something that matters to him very much. But it is also the idea that you can do all of these things or choose not to make a choice. But it's like at the end of the day, like, oh, I can do this thing, but I'm not going to do it even if I should, because I want to hold on to my own personal integrity. And it's this idea of like, well, how much does personal integrity matter if you could have done something to stop something terrible from happening?
Right.
It's like, oh, in the end, I have my morals at least. And it's like, yes, well, now people are dead because you decided to pat yourself on the back, basically. And Guts isn't really like that kind of person. He's not.
No. He's a very a lot of moments in the manga. When he's fighting the demons, this is all after the eclipse,
Right.
which is basically what it looks like to everyone when Griffith is turning into a fucking god or whatever.
Sure.
There's a lot of moments where he's trying to slay demons and kids or people get in the way, and he's like, I do not give a shit, I will cut through you if I have to. But just when he's about to cut through them, he's like, nah, I'm good, I can't. And then there's like this moment of like, oh, did I hesitate? I didn't mean to hesitate. Oh, I hate people. And he'll swing again and be like, but I can't kill you. Yeah, he's a tsundere. He's very tsundere.
Of course, I like him. Then, God damn it, it keeps happening. And I think it's this really interesting aspect of like what it means to be a hero, I guess, because Guts and Griffith can both be seen as heroes, and yet they've both done terrible things. And it's it's the concept, I guess, of like never putting a person on a pedestal. The broken pedestal is a very real thing that can cause irrevocable damage.
Yeah.
And it's this idea of like idolizing a single person is always bad. It's never a good thing.
The problem is that, and where I struggled for a long time, and I finally overcame it.
Okay.
Is that I had a lot of trouble understanding after 22 episodes, right? And after so many volumes, how could Griffith do that?
Right.
Why would he do that?
Yeah.
He's my Griffith murdered all of these.
My character he's not Eren Yeager. He's actually a good character, Jay. So we can talk about this.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? No, yeah, Eren, right? But that's the thing. Like ultimately, I'm just like.
People.
Listen, people have to understand that Eren is a mass murderer for no reason. It's character assassination. It is what it is.
Well, no, he was always a psychopath, Jay. Come on.
I feel like he wasn't. I feel like he had his
We're not
motivations.
going to talk about this.
We're not talking about this. Also, my dog just knocked the mic again.
Hello, James.
But
Sorry,
but
how could Griffith? How could he?
He do such a thing, right?
Well, I think,
but here's cool because I got over it. I guess we've talked about it so much. I've talked about it with so many people for so long, right? Sure. And there's like, well, if he really didn't mean to, then why did he have to go and sexually assault Casca? Why go the extra mile?
Right.
Why is he so? Why be so him about things? If he really felt like he had no other choice but to murder the man of the hog and become a god.
Sure.
Fair enough. And I got over it. And literally today, I'm reading it. And it happens. Griffith is reborn into his mortal body, and Guts is like, "I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch." And he finds him in this peaceful place, which is where all of the Band of the Hawk have been buried. It's very Dark Souls 3, like the Undead Legion, where all the swords are at.
Ah, yes. Yes.
And Griffith is standing there. He's like, "Oh, I wanted to talk to you, but where we were is too chaotic, so I figured we could talk here." And Guts is like, "Griffith!" which is all he says when he sees Griffith. James, can you not eat my limited edition Tom Nook Animal Crossing
No.
Build-A-Bear Workshop?
Eat
Stop!
the landlord. Eat the fucking landlord. Eat him.
Fuck that guy.
Eat him. Eat the landlord. Eat all of the landlords.
I'm back. So
He didn't hear that. That's good.
I did. I had my headphones on.
God damn it.
But
Wait, there's no shame in that. Yeah, eat the landlord. Do it.
yeah, eat the landlords, 100%, just not Tom.
Okay. Oh, not all landlords.
Listen. What I'm trying to
Hashtag
get
not all
at.
landlords.
Stop. What I'm trying to get at is that
Okay.
Guts is about to swing at Griffith, and then he's like, "Oh man, he has an internal monologue, and he's like, all the hate I had, literally just disappeared. Like I'm looking at Griffith like this right now, and I just kind of don't know why I'm not like so eager to swing my sword at him. I kind of feel kind of like sad, like and shit. And I'm like, oh, so you suffer what I suffer too. I mean, if Guts himself can't bring himself to understand that this guy is a piece of shit,
Right.
then I don't have to feel that bad about being a Griffith apologist, at least sometimes, because I'm trying to get over it.
I mean,
I don't know.
that is not a good way to phrase that, but I understand where you're coming from.
What are they call them Jaegerists for Aaron, right?
Jaegerists.
So I'm
You're
like
Griffiths.
Griffiths, yeah.
Ugh, that sounds like I have a bad lisp. Okay, so there's nothing worse than developing a very complicated relationship with someone that you care about very dearly. Yeah, I can't talk. I could have been prophetic and profound with that, and I fucked it up. Let's just pretend that I said it cool. Yeah.
Just say again, because I lagged.
There's nothing. There really is nothing worse than developing an incredibly complicated relationship with a person you care about dearly. Like
right?
Where it's very. Just there's so many different kinds of emotions that kind of are sort of unspooling within you when it you see this person, and then they say like love and hate are very connected to each other, in a way where it's like there is that I guess you could say that it's like Guts hates him but also loves him, but it's also this thing that gets he's my brother, but also like maybe I'm in love with him, but it's also like for me you get into these difficult ideas of like. We could bring up other examples of other like characters doing very, very morally dubious things. We could talk about the Last of Us, for example, which is a thing that I always like to come back to, especially after the sequel, which was good. But anyway, it's the idea that like Griffith, for me, I can look at this man and everything that he's suffered through, everything, and I can be like, I get it.
Cool motive, still murder.
But murder, yeah, it was the one thing. But the thing that gets me is what he does to Casca. Like that's the thing that I can't overlook. I cannot.
Why would he do that? I just don't understand.
Like that is like if that was not there, if he
that just can't be him. I'd be
like, okay, this is a little more. But I'm like, honestly, if Guts wanted to kill him just because of that, I'd be like, that's fine. Like,
same.
That's what I'm like.
It can't be him. It can't be Griffith. There has to be some weird. That's what I keep saying. There has to be something that warped his brain.
Jay.
And from his, he's
don't
not
be a
the
James
same person.
Apologist, don't you do this? Oh God, are we going to talk about this next? Oh fuck,
it just can't. It can't be him.
What do you mean? It can't be him?
Either through godly powers, which is, I guess, the argument that people have with Eren. I'm sorry I keep bringing up Eren, but it's just there's a little bit of something there.
Sure.
When Eren got the founding titan, everything, and he unlocked that power where he could see the past, the future, and everything, and he was like a god, like an omnipresent god, he turned into like a weird person from there on.
Well, I was gonna say it's the idea that the more a human being who is centered by emotions, that's where everything comes from, gets further away and drifts further into omnipotence, it does separate you from that kind of empathy, I guess, and that reason, that very more linear, three-dimensional human kind of reason, where it's like, yeah, I wouldn't do these terrible things, but if you're more like a god, it's like, well, who cares? Like whatever. Like I can do whatever.
That's what I feel like. I feel like this just can't be the same person, because it just you know. And then he'll even tell Guts like, "Oh, don't look at me like that. You know why I did it. You better than anyone know that all I want is my kingdom." And I'm like, wrong. That just isn't you. Like, you know.
And that's my point. Is that truthfully, if I were Guts in that scenario, I probably would still kill him anyway, just because of that. Just because I don't know what he would do with that power. It's very much like a Lelouch Code Geass.
Oh yeah, he has to die. Griffith has to die.
He has to die. Like, it has to end with him being like killed off permanently.
Jesus Christ, it's just so.
Yeah, and I genuinely feel like it would be amazing if like Griffith was the last person that Guts killed, where he just stops, where it's just like it's over, like
and he draws a sword.
And he just he does the symbolic, like, stabs a sword in the ground. Oh man, everyone's crying, and like it is that ambiguous, like, oh, you know, the kingdom has been united, and now everyone will demonize me for what I did, but everyone is united still. But now I'm the bad guy. Everyone perceives me as the bad guy, even though I killed a rapist, you know, and a mass murderer. So it's fine. But it's that whole flipping the convention, the perceptions, I guess.
Right.
And Guts is the kind of person who would be like, hate me, that's fine. I did what I had to do. Hate me. And it's almost like, I guess, like Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen adaptation or whatever. It's like, hate me.
But I don't want to justify Griffith that way either, you know? Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, I did everything, like, because then he wins, you know?
Right. And that's
the ending, Griffith win, and I don't want him to win. Like,
Sure.
I do like this character, and I struggle a lot with hating him because I feel like, I guess I feel I don't know how to feel, but I'm just so conflicted emotionally. But that just adds to what good of a character he is. But I understand that if he wins, it's a bad thing. Like, he cannot get away with it. You know?
Sure. Well, what would you want the ending to be then?
I don't think the writer knows what he wants the ending to be, and ultimately that's why he hasn't done another volume.
I'm sorry, Raul. I can't talk. I'm having a stroke. I'm sorry.
Last volume of was I lagging?
Yeah, you did there for a bit.
I was saying that ultimately I don't think the creator knows how to the ending he wants. You know.
And that's the problem, right? Like like it gets so long, you know.
Yeah, like he hasn't done another volume since 2018. Raul, this fucking manga. When did it even start? Berserk.
1992.
Really?
No, I don't know.
I was gonna say Raul comes out like, guys, hello. I am actually.
Holy shit! 1992. He nailed it.
Oh,
Are
really?
you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
It's him.
No,
Raul,
1990. It was It was published in 1990, and the three more they were serialized in 1992.
Okay.
So the pilot was in
half
90, right. And then they kind of said, okay, we can do this in 92.
Gotcha.
That's a lot, you know. That's a lot of fucking
It's a
years.
long time,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a never-ending story.
Stories go on for much longer than they need to, and that's a fact no matter where you look at it. Like, you can look at the fucking Game of Thrones books, or Song of Ice and Fire books, I'm sorry, or a Berserk manga or whatever, especially like when it comes to manga. Like, I feel so bad for those creators, and they just it's why I respect like the Walking Dead graphic novel for just ending like before it was meant to. It's like, oh hey, we had like 6 more issues, but surprise, it's over. I'm like,
right.
Things just need to end and stop. And
Yeah.
they don't, and and especially with manga, like you have like Hunter x Hunter, or you know Berserk. You have this,
Or
you have
One
that, like,
Piece.
or One Piece, where it just keeps,
god,
like,
it hasn't
just
ended.
it keeps going, and it's like, and there is something about that's comforting. But even like comic books in the same way, where like Peter Parker is never allowed to grow up and stay grown up and be a father and like
Right.
and a teacher. Like even though he should. He's just constantly like, it's a different problem is the idea of
Right.
continuity and continued readership, I think. And with manga it's similar, but it's different because it's like, oh, we're just going to be in limbo forever now. I guess we have to think up our own ending, which I
Yeah.
could see the Berserk the manga creator being like, yeah, just imagine whatever you want. And I'm like, I want you to write the ending of the story. That's
Write
what
the
I want you
fucking
to
ending,
do.
asshole. How do you finish it though? How do you finish it in a way that's satisfying? At this point.
That's fair. The bigger and more complicated a story gets, again, to bring it up again, Game of Thrones is very similar, where it's like, how do you end something like that in a satisfactory way? Which is to say, it's not going to satisfy everyone, and it's going to be bittersweet. And at the end of the day, any ending, because endings are the hardest thing to pull off. It's the idea of like you have to sit there and imagine it's not going to satisfy everyone. You have to accept that, and every ending is always at least a little bit bittersweet, especially depending on but usually more grim, dark, and like serious stories have some glint of a hopeful ending usually.
Right, and
Usually,
this one does
that's the
seem
point.
like
It's going,
it's going on that direction. Yeah.
and not to mention you always have one of my favorite things about an ending too is always this. What does the last shot look like? What is the last frame? What is the last panel? What is the last image that we see of this universe before it's over? Like, what is that? And I love thinking about that conceptually, because the last image or frame of something can really cement what it is that they've been going for this entire time.
Right.
For example, Star Wars fucked it up at the end of Episode 9. It's like, oh yeah, we're just going to crib the ending of A New Hope, or the scene, the twin sun again. Even though we already did it in The Last Jedi much more effectively with the actual character. It's like, hey, here's Rey by herself, which goes against the whole point of her story, which is she wasn't alone and she had friends. She's just by herself, and it's just in a place that has no meaning to her. It's just to the audience, because J.J. Abrams is terrible at ending things. He's not good at it. He's very bad at it. Like, that's not a Game of Thrones. How did the show end? It ends ironically on a shot that I like, which it starts kind of like how it began, where you're in the woods, up north, and instead of White Walkers coming down, it's wildlings going. And I think I like that. I don't hate that. It's Jon being like with his people. Spoilers for Game of Thrones, but the show ends kind of disappointingly, so whatever. But I like that. And endings... That's just, ending shots have become so much more important to me, like just as a creative myself, and really thinking about like what is the last thing, because I try to think very visually or write very visually. I frame a lot of my writing like as it's almost like not like a script, but like you have these impactful moments, whether it's a piece of dialogue or like it's an image or just something, some kind of thesis statement, I guess. And with Berserk, I don't really know what that looks like. I don't really know like what the final panel.
I mean, I'll tell you what I wish it looked like. I wish it was fucking Guts just going back to Casca and just like stop, bro. Like just stop,
Like Casca telling him to stop?
No, like him just stop fighting. Just go to Casca and just live a life. Retire,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean honestly, like if the final panel was just the two of them hugging, I'd be fine with that. Like, that's nice. Good. That because that's what it's about. It's like that's what it's about at the end of the day. Like it's love, right? Like that's what it's about.
100%. And like you feel about final. Yes, which I've never seen. It's how you feel about final shots is how I feel about overarching themes. Like, what was the point of this? Why did I read all of this?
Well, yeah, I'm
what did I learn from it? What do I take from this?
Well, for me, the ending shot or the closing scene is connected to what the theme is, because that usually ends on like you walk away with like, well, what was the point of this? What were you trying to?
The last shot of Attack on Titan is really good.
What actually? Is it? I mean, if you want to spoil it.
Yeah. Listen, just skip the next 30 seconds. The last shot of Attack on Titan is a bird.
I'm gonna make a noise for spoilers beginning, and then I'm gonna make another noise. That's
You're
terrible.
You're gonna make a noise? I love that.
Yeah. Okay. So spoilers begin now.
Perfect. Okay. So this bird kind of wraps Mikasa's scarf around her neck. And it's implied that bird is Eren. Like, all the birds that have been flying around have always been him, I guess. And like this weird metaphysical reincarnation, time travel sort of way. So she's sitting. Weird, but it's a little weird, but she's like sitting at the grave where he is, and she's like looking at the sky, like talking to herself, and like missing him. And the scarf is a little loose, and this bird kind of like lands on her shoulder and fixes it, and it flies off. And it's like, oh, that was cute. I like that.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
And I think Mikasa says like, "Oh, it was you all along," or like, "You've always been with me," or something. I kind of like the shot.
I do like that. Okay, are the spoilers done?
Those spoilers done. This one. Now.
Okay. Nice. That is probably the worst noise I've made all week, and I do that very regularly. Anyway, but yeah,
I would prefer that.
You ever?
Yeah.
Let's all do it. 1, 2, 3. Thanks.
That's my mating call. Yeah.
We just cursed the audience.
That's really when it's time to release seed, Okay. Anyway,
I
so
didn't
guess
like that.
okay. So with Berserk, I guess you just have to ask like right now, what the fuck is the point? Because really, with anything, you have to ask, what the fuck is the point of this? What is this? What are you trying to say? Like,
Well, I think
like,
they are telling a really profound story about fate and destiny, and about dreams and ambitions and love and hate, and it's all there and it's all good. My problem is, how do you stop it? Not now. Now it's become.
how do you stop hate?
No. How do you just stop the show? How do you
Oh, yeah.
how do you kill Griffith?
By
Are you going to kill Griffith? Because they show up all the
giving
time.
it to him up the butt. Yep.
Yeah, give him the old razzle dazzle.
I mean, probably some people probably want it just to be Guts and Griffith. Like Guts is like, oh, I'll
Just
be
plowing.
your queen.
No,
Oh god.
like fucking
yeah,
Attack on. I mean, Game of Thrones.
Well, I mean, that's not even what happened. Okay, here's the thing. Despite how the show ended, which again, the main problem squarely falls on the showrunners. Fuck those guys. They wanted to go make Star Wars and it didn't even work out. They dropped
Now
the
they're
ball
not making
super
shit.
hard. Yeah, they dropped the ball incredibly hard, and they really did. And I get it, being tired of something, but just let someone take over then. Whatever. I'm very sorry. The point of A Song of Ice and Fire, and the real thesis statement, I feel, is the problem is the Iron Throne. That's the problem. The problem is that there's this phrase, you know, power corrupts absolutely, but instead what it really is that power shows. When you have power, it reveals who you really are.
Okay.
That's what, and I like that. Like that's what it like. When you have that, it changes you into the person that you really are. Underneath.
It shows more of you.
Yes, and I like
guess,
that.
Like they explain in Falcon with the superpowers or the whatever.
Yeah, the
Oh, no.
serum.
You
It's
haven't
like
seen Falcon and Winter Soldier yet?
the serum like makes good better, makes bad worse, or whatever.
I liked a little bit, but whatever. Yeah. What?
You did. I was gonna say good. The serum makes good better, but
Yeah,
bad
that's
worse,
it.
or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it's.
something like that.
It doesn't give you. It's like it just changes. It makes you more of who you really are.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Which is true. Like that's the idea. Like it's who you are, and the potential you have to be is already inside of you. What changes that or amplifies that is what happens to you externally. Like that's what it is. So it's like if you gift this, it's like well, why is Superman a very endearing fictional character? It's because like he has the ability to just do whatever the fuck he wants, and he chooses not to because he just wants to be a normal human being. That's what makes him endearing. Like that's the point, you know. It's this idea like when you have power, what are you going to do with it? And it's like, well, Griffith, we know what he wants to do with it, which is a good thing. Like he has, it's I guess not the Breaking Bad. That's such a cliche thing to pull from, but it's the idea. We know his intentions are good. We know that he is noble. The problem is what it takes to get there. So maybe is Berserk literally just asking, do the ends truly justify the means? Like, is that all it's asking? Is that which granted, every story asks that question in some way. Like, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Like, hey, the world is at peace, but like, was it worth it? Like Code Geass, like the world is finally at peace, and Lelouch, he stops the cycle of hate with his family specifically, and he does it, and he reignites the Zero Rebellion, and it's great. But literally, not only is there just clutching his dead body because like he wanted a better world for her, and all she wanted was her brother, and I'm just like, fuck, man, fuck. It's like, damn it. And like that's great. So like, it's like that's all she wanted was her brother. He didn't think of it that way. He wanted, and again, it's that classic the heart and the head.
It doesn't matter because they brought Lelouch back to life.
Whatever. The ending still
that sucks.
Yeah, it's fine. It was like alternate universe movies or whatever. It doesn't matter.
I love Code Geass so much. Have you seen Code Geass, Raul?
I haven't.
There's nothing better.
I'll say this. If you don't like Gundam Seed, but you appreciate what they were trying to do with Gundam Seed, Code Geass is Gundam Seed, but actually good.
Yeah.
I really hate Gundam Seed.
No. You kind of just actually made him return the idea of watching Code Geass.
I'm sorry. No.
Code Geass.
Code Geass is my favorite Gundam show. That's not a Gundam show.
There you go. That's how I feel. Yes.
Because it's not about the Gundams. Like,
it's everything you like about Gundams,
it's
except
like I actually said, like, it's like
they're
Gundam
faster.
meets Game of Thrones, kind of weirdly. That's kind of weird. Like that's a weird way to describe it, but it's good.
But that's good. That's good.
If you can
every time I look at it,
the art.
I know.
Like,
the art style is really hard to get over. I know, but just watch the first episode. Actually, is the pilot good?
The
The first 2 episodes.
Do the first 3 episodes.
The first 3 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, make it like this complete package because the pilot is a
Black Knights.
cliffhanger. Let
Also,
the
the
show
English dub
sell
is
you
very
the
good.
idea. The English dub is amazing. You don't need to worry about the Jap dub, sub or whatever. Wait, I'm stupid. Yeah,
The original Japanese audio.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, give it a shot.
Yes.
It's on
Code Geass
Netflix.
Yes,
It's
Code
2
Geass
seasons, very short.
Yes, Code Geass
Okay.
is very good. It is. It's very good because it's all about like I want to do these things, but I have now been given this ability to literally mind control the person to do what I want them to do.
That's
Is
too
that
much
worth it?
power for one person. Yeah, and it corrupts. It
Well, again-
turns into this thing where your favorite character is.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad, you know.
But Lelouch did nothing wrong, so it's fine.
Well,
Nope. The princess,
Oh.
she was the one with that gun in the stadium. That's all I'm saying.
no. Whatever. Let's just move on. Yeah, I don't know. I got actual tears in my eyes.
Ooh. I had that effect on
Really?
people. Thank you.
Oh, it's just that the image of fucking Nonali holding Lelouch is too much, Raul. You don't understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did spoil that. I'm very sorry, Raul.
No, I mean I don't. I'll probably forget from.
You will forget, but it's also a little bit too obvious. Like,
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's like one of these things. Like, it's not a spoiler if I tell you Griffith is going to die at the end. He has to die at the end. You know.
Does he? Look
Yes.
at the camera. Does he?
Yeah, he's face down, ass up,
Ass up. Yeah.
and he's waiting
Cheeks
for.
And he's waiting for Guts. Gatsu,
Yeah.
you finally found me. Oh my
He's
god.
wearing cat ears.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yo, the cat is having sex. Absolutely.
Anyways,
Anyways,
that was a really good talk. Honestly, I didn't think we were gonna
Thank you.
go on that long tangent about. First of all, about the creative process, which I thought was gonna be a whole different topic.
well, we'll save that for when I come back again, I guess.
But that
yeah.
was very cool. Oh. yes. You can have a repeat
He owns
invite.
the.
It's
Yeah, oh,
it's
yeah.
your podcast now.
It's my podcast now. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, help me with the debate. Is it my podcast or is it Raul's podcast?
It's both.
It says.
It's
both.
his. Say
It's
his.
both. It's both.
his.
Well, I'll
It's
take
both.
both.
Okay.
I can take
Okay.
both.
Okay. Well, no. It's okay. Who? You both do your own audio, but who edits the show?
He does.
God damn.
It's his.
No.
Hell yeah!
He
But it
edits
was
the
his
show.
idea.
It's
It
his
might have been
idea.
my idea.
See, here's the thing. Raul's the
But
big
it's your
picture
show.
guy, but Jay's the detail-oriented guy. Jay edits, and he brings in the guests. It's his show. Another thing.
Exactly.
Who does the introductions?
He does.
Jay.
But that's because I'm louder.
Okay, yeah, Jay. The more obnoxious person is usually the one in charge. I'm speaking from experience here. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Told
Well,
you.
well,
Lately,
thank
like,
you
you
for
do the-
settling that.
Yeah, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's selling. I'd be a great wrestler. Anyway.
Does
We-
the is it Jay and Raul or is it Raul and Jay?
It's Raul and Jay on Spotify.
See,
Does that sound good or does Jay and Raul sound better?
I don't want. I feel like I'm being mean to Raul, saying no. Jay and Raul sounds better.
There you
Well, 'cause
go.
you have to
No,
see-
I knew
no,
it.
Here's the thing. Abbreviated. R and J, J and R. What sounds better? See,
Jay and R.
I would say that rolls off the tongue a little bit better, and I just feel bad because
Yeah.
like literally everything I'm like, no, Raul, fuck.
No, the
you,"
thing
like,
is, the last episode he said the same thing, and I was like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wants no association with.
are you trying to get out of here? You're trying to find a replacement?
God, please someone help me.
Is that what?
Get me out
wait a
of
minute,
I
here.
just
wait,
walk in, honey.
Wait.
Time for our 3 p.m. podcast. He's like, yes,
Yes,
dude.
dude.
wait a minute. Was this a trap? Am I the new co-host of Island Gems?
No,
I'm
you're
Puerto
fired.
Rican.
You're fired.
Well.
Oh,
How good
It's my
is your
show
Spanish?
now. I'm going to rule it with an iron fist like I'm Griffith.
I'm okay. I don't know.
You're good.
Okay.
It's yours now. You're the co-host.
Raul's
You're
just
not-
like he's just sitting on the bench, old. He's handing me the shield, and it's just like, hey, you gotta tell me about those old episodes you edited back in the day. No, I don't think I will.
No. Don't think
Hey,
so.
if you're not going to get in the podcast, are you going to finally drop some music? No.
Yes.
I don't
Let's
think
talk
I
about
will.
Raul's music. Let's do that.
Oh,
real
wow,
quick.
look at that.
I will.
Oh, let's go.
When?
Let's talk about
Actually,
music.
this is happening.
Okay, what's up?
I'm just working on music. I'm planning to release something soon.
An EP or like a what? I'm musically illiterate, so
I think it's gonna be an EP. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Unless I somehow blow out another 12 tracks out of my ass
Oof,
somehow.
that'd be awesome.
Well, whether it's 12 tracks or 1 track, it's going to be good. And we'll like it.
Hopefully.
No,
We'll see.
believe in yourself. We got this. Why am I
Like,
saying we
just
got this?
today I was just working on music pretty much the whole day.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
forgot to eat.
Yeah.
I still haven't eaten.
You haven't
well,
had
please.
food yet?
Okay. All right. Please go eat. Please.
All right, we want to wrap it up.
Let's
Sure.
wrap. Let's.
All
Well,
right,
I'm not the co-host here. Let's wrap it up. Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
You're kind of the ghost, buddy. I'm sorry.
No,
I passed it on.
Look at the phone. Yeah. I was quoting Drakengard. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, I didn't even talk about Nier this entire time.
No,
We'll
you're
save
not
that
talking about
for
Nier.
some-
We'll save it for
we'll
some other
save it
time.
Do I want to pick that up?
Yes, it's very
Yes.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't.
You'll
played it.
cry
Maybe
a
you
lot.
wanna pick it up.
I played
Automata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played
Automata.
Automata.
Why do you guys
Okay,
say it
and
like that? What is
I-
wrong with you
Automata.
guys?
You say it like I don't know.
I was gonna say Automata.
Automata.
I say
Automata.
Automata. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're near Automata is like one of my favorite games of all time. And Replicates
I played Near Full Auto, and it was
You say it like a weeb.
it was cool.
Oh, yeah. Also,
But I beat
very
it
full of very
once,
attractive people. Yes. Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, you have to beat it like.
like 50 times.
But I mean, it's not as bad as it seems. Okay, we'll talk about this some other time. I'll sit.
Okay.
We're gonna have a specific episode where I sit Rel down and be like, okay, this is how Nier works. All right, this is how it works.
Yes. But
Okay, that sounds good to me.
I agree. But yeah, I just thanks for coming, Will. It was a lot of fun to talk and get
it was
really
a lot- it was-
philosophical today.
Yeah, no, we got like literally. Did Rel just say come?
No.
Okay.
What? I'm hearing
What?
things.
Did you say that? Did you say did you mention the seminal fluid in our podcast? No, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna talk about Berserk. Literally start talking about my creative process. Like, wait a minute.
It's
I'm
literally
not talking about
and
that.
we're all
fine.
talking for like
Yeah.
2 hours, and it all led to the hands of fate. This is what I'm talking about. Anyways, whatever.
They call me the
Shit! I
fluid.
hit the mic again. Okay,
Stop.
this whole audio is fucked. So yeah, so you write. So I want everyone to just give you a quick shout out. His Twitter handle, Will's Twitter handle is at Meikitamo. How do you say that?
Mikitamo.
Meikitamo. It's Japanese.
It's not even. It's a stupid meme from back in the
It's
day.
a
I just
stupid
stuck
meme
with it.
from back
It's
in the
something.
day.
It was a dumb meme of like spell your name in Japanese, but like that's not what it is at all. It was supposed to mean willow. It's just I just like it because it's a unique word. Like you're not gonna look that up and find
It's
like
pretty
some,
cool. It's very
Yeah.
unique.
Thank you.
So we'll put it in the description. Meikitamo.
Yes.
You can find his WordPress there. He's a writer. He takes commissions. I've had commissions done by Will. Very good shit. So if you're into D&D, if you're into Cyberpunk, hey, I said it again. If you need
All kinds of
something
stuff.
fleshed out for anything, or if you just want to read some articles about video games and whatever,
They're very
check him
bad
out.
articles though.
He sells himself short. Check him out, and he tweets funny tweets. So he's a good friend as well.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks for coming, and we'll see everybody next time on whatever the fuck is we're gonna call the next episode. Bitch.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Yes, this is Grimoire Vice. I'm not gonna do that.
You already did, and it's already in the episode
Cool.
forever. So you're embarrassed now. Thanks.
Yay. Yay. Okay, can I stop recording now?